everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2. In the last session, we was in the presence of Valian nobility, the higher-uppers of the Valian trading company. Fedoran was there, testifying, giving evidence. Felt very important. And, well, Governor Alvari, Director Alvari, she's probably now going to be known henceforth, was put in power at the expense of former Director Castor. She's asked us now to blow up a building, a powder house in the Brass Citadel district, to scupper the Royal Deadfire Company. And before we get to possibly doing that, Fedoran thought it'd be best if we just mull things over and do some other things first. So other things we shall do. What other things, you cry out? Well, we'll get to that in a second. I did a little bit of research, not too much, but just enough research to see what would have happened had I done things a little bit differently, had Director Castor been in charge, and surprisingly, actually, it wouldn't have made any difference. If Director Castor would have been left in charge following our testimony, he would still have asked us to blow up the Royal Deadfire Company's, is it powder house? Or whatever, the warehouse? Whatever it's called. He would have asked us to do exactly the same thing. And one way in which we could have helped Castor remain in power would have been to have Palagina actually present in the party, because she could have spoken up on his behalf, and also we could have done as well, don't forget, should we have wished to have done so. But we remained nice and neutral. Anyhow, dunnage, you cry out. Yes, dunnage, you are right. We've been doing a little bit of thinking, and I did say in the last session that we're very close to getting to the kind of money that we need to get a new ship. Possibly a galleon, being, you know, Valian, and that's been the kind of the flagship of the Valian fleet, the old galleons. And Fedoran was toying with the idea. We probably needed a bit more than that to kit it out with some more cannons and, you know, make sure that we've got enough crew and food and stuff to go around for the slightly higher crew number. And then he thought to himself, hang on just a second. There's a ship that we might be able to acquire that's going around sailing, putting the frighteners on people. That's, you know, if we were to acquire it, it did used to belong to a Valian chappie many, many, many moons ago. It's probably a very frightening sight to behold, and who knows what state it's in now, but the floating hangman. So, even though we don't have any designs to give it to Captain Ferrante, who's to say that we can't keep it for ourselves? So we're going to toy with that idea. So we've returned to Dunnage to try and prise the information from Captain Aeldis' lips, and if she refuses to cooperate, then I think we're going to have to give Ferrante the orders to execute her. Seems a little bit extreme, and but hey-ho, they have reached the conclusion that she's to be executed. Nothing to do with us. All we're reporting on is the facts, that she has refused to tell us where the ship is, and therefore we see no other opportunity to get it from her than to read her soul when she's dead. And surely the hangman is better in Fedoran's hands than it is in a set of pirates. Who's to say that they might not get the information from her in our absence? We don't want to risk that happening. So do you know what? Fedoran is going for the floating hangman. Yeah. No he's going to give Captain Aeldis one last chance to spill the beans.
Whatever Ferrante's planning, he ought to get it over with.
I think we might have already exhausted our chances here. We're not going to free her. We're not going to entertain the idea of rebelling. So yeah, I think she's screwed. Is the basis of that assessment? I think she's screwed.
Sure. I cannot hold Aldis for long. Already several crews have grown restless. Violence will erupt eventually. It is imperative we acquire the information we need before there is a riot.
I mean, these pirates have not done us ill in the grand scheme of things, but they are still pirates. So if they were to collapse with an infighting situation and we were to have the hangman, that would be probably the perfect solution. People could sail around free of fear, have been robbed of their belongings, and hey, who knows, Fedoran could patrol the high seas in his hangman, some kind of Valian police force. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, let's see what happens here.
I do not know how Aldis learned of the battle at Duskenaya, but if she was researching it, she is most certainly seeking a means to captain the floating hangman.
But we'll try and see if we can get the information. It's not going to work, is it? It's really not going to work. She doesn't want to play ball. He's unlikely to want to play ball. But we are diplomatic. We will try to see if we can negotiate some kind of a mutual beneficial arrangement. Information for mercy?
Who knows what Aldis could do with the information were I to release her? She could sabotage our efforts to reach Ukaizo, or steal the floating hangman before we have a chance to acquire it.
Yes, but who's to say that we can't make a deal, let her live, then exile her? You don't have to kill her. Exile her without without the support of the Principe. Surely she'd be powerless to do anything major against you, eh? Think about it.
This is why you are such a valuable asset, my friend. Ah, let us send her on Clusa's voyage.
Yes, exactly.
It is impossible she would survive it. Of course, none but the occasional legend have before.
Okay. So, is that a good outcome? I'm confused at the minute. Just hang on. Back to Eldis. So if we tell her that he should be exiled but left alive if she gives us the information, will that sway her? Will that loosen her lips? Does she want to even survive?
Whatever Ferrante's planning, he ought to get it over with.
Yes, well, I've had a word with Ferrante to apologise for the slight delay. I had a couple of things to do, very busy and all that. And, if you tell us if you tell us what you know, we'll send you on Clusa's voyage. Yeah, that's the one. Clusa's voyage. You won't be killed here. You'll be left alive. Although stripped, of course, of your contacts. Exiled, I believe, but it's your choice.
Die at sea, or die by swinging. My, what choices you leave me. All right, I'll tell you what I know, but only if I'm to take Clusa's voyage rather than hang. I'll take my chances with the sea, and when I return, Swabby, I'll remember how you helped me.
Ah, so she thinks Fedoran's helped her. Well, he has in a way, hasn't he? Always looking out for people, Fedoran, always making contacts. How does he do this? It is like a magical ability. He's gone around the Deadfire so far, and he's managed to keep on the good side of every single faction. I mean, it's soon to change when the Royal Deadfire Company goes up in flames, but up until this point, he's done a very good job. Yes, telling a little informed Ferrante of the decision. Goodness me, it's like a game of tennis, this back and forth, back and forth.
No problem.
Just get me the bloody ship. How was that noise?
Yeah?
I cannot hold Aldis for long. I do not know how Aldis learned of the battle at Duskenaya. But if she was researching it, She is most certainly seeking a means to captain the floating hangman.
Yes, well, I have just spoken with Eldis, and if you let her take Cluss's Voyage, I think you said it was called, then instead of hanging her, she will give up the information.
A hanging would be cleaner. But if it is suicide she desires, I will give it to her. Guards, bring me the traitor captain, so that we may send her on her final voyage.
Alright, here we go.
Tell me everything you know about the floating hangman. Do not spare a single detail.
The histories say there's a trick to the sword. One must speak a royal Darkotsi oath to unsheath it. Doing so will undoubtedly send out a surge of power. One Rivan's sure to be looking for. Unsheath the sword at sea, and I bet she'll come a-sailing out of the mist to take it.
A cold-blooded smile cuts across Ferrante's face.
How fortuitous. I know just the oath you mean, and we have determined the location of the sword. Once acquired, calling Rivan to our side shall be, dare I say, easy. It seems you serve your purpose after all, Aldis. As I promised, you shall be granted Cluss's Voyage.
Okay, interesting.
Now that the unfortunate business of eliminating the traitor has been resolved, we can move forward in the grand scheme of things. I honor your loyalty here, before the Consuelo. Were circumstances any other, we would feast and celebrate into reverie. But for now, we must continue with our pressing matters. The galleon's ability to control the weather around it can be used to calm the most dangerous storms.
It's a galleon? Perfect. A free galleon. Much better than spending 100 grand.
I wish to use the Fonferrus to sail to Akaizo with a small fleet. Once there, we can determine what sort of force is causing the storms. We will eliminate it and commence building New Valia.
This is a rather interesting turn. Of course, Old Valia, Valian Trading, company, aka the Valian Republics. He's talking about creating New Valia. Quite the turn up, this actually.
Considering all we gleaned from Aldis, I must ask you to reclaim the sword from Isair.
Did we not take the sword from him? I don't think we did. But we've already spoken with him, so this shouldn't be a problem.
Take the sword to sea and use the Darkotsi oath to draw out Rivan. Should you be successful in acquiring the ship, the Principe will await you near Andra's motor.
Okay, so if we get the ship, we can't go to Andra's Mortar because I think that'll signal that we're siding with these guys, right? So if we get the ship, we've got to be very careful here. I might have to do a hard save before we take the ship. If we take the ship, we'll have to side with the Valian Trading Company if we do indeed want to side with them before going to Andra's Mortar, well, which we would obviously do anyway naturally. But he made an interesting statement, creating New Valia. Fedoran could be one of the co-founders of New Valia. Oh hell, this is going to require some careful consideration. And blowing up the Royal Deadfire Company buildings. He wouldn't have to do that. Oh boy, this is a twist. This is a twist.
Gellard, with you at the helm, nothing can go wrong. I await your success, Casita.
I mean, the only trouble is he's a bit of a shady character, isn't he? But is bloody what's-her-face Alvari any different? A shrewd proposition. What's this one? Goods. Oh, have we sided? Goods and service. Don't know what we've. Don't know what's happened there exactly, but anyway, yeah, this is an interesting little bit of a twist here, because up until right now, Fedoran was quite sure on his course, and that course was to assist the trading company and get them on side to assist us with the old final showdown. But that's just been blown wide open. Would he prefer to create or be part of creating a new Valia? And if we did, would we get to keep the ship? That's another question. But hey ho, who cares about keeping a bloody galleon? We'd buy another one, if necessary. For the honour and prestige of being one of the co-founders of New Valia. Old Valia is well known to be a shambles and a skeleton, a farce, compared to its former self, its former glory. Creating a new Valia to rise up like the old Valia of the past. Oh, now that's a prospect. That's a prospect. Anyway, what are we doing here? I'm completely at a loss. It's thrown me out of sync, as this whole situation. It's thrown me out of sync. Right, we're going to Sacred Stair, aren't we? We're going to the Temple of Gore. Well, not quite. We're going into the Hanging Sepulchres. That's what we're going to speak with the Yesir again. Good grief, yeah. I did not expect that. Did he ever claim that was what he was aiming to do previously? I just missed it because he just kind of mentioned it just like so nonchalantly, so casually. Oh yeah, I'm gonna create New Valia. Like Fedor was like, excuse me, could you just rewind a second? You've not mentioned this before. What does it matter? It matters greatly. I was about to screw you over. I may have changed my mind. Right.
I dare you to go inside.
No! Tengaloho will eat me!
I think we are level 18 now. Does it tell us what level we are? Must do. Yeah, so I think we've 2 levels left and then we've maxed out. So we're almost max level, I think. We've still got I mean, looking at the main quest, it's got a feeling of getting near the end, but we've still got a couple of little things to do. We've got a couple of DLCs, or at least one DLC to play through. Yeah. The Beasts of Winter, which we were going to get to after we'd finished here. So once we get the Floating Hangman, we were planning on doing the DLC. I mean, that plan hasn't really changed, to be fair. So, but I don't think the Beast of Winter DLC is the DLC, because I'm sure I've got 2 of the DLC. I think there's 3, and there's 2, and there's one of them's like a wizardy thing, like a wizard-based one. Can't remember the name of it. But I haven't seen that trigger or anything. The Forgotten Sanctum, I think it's called. Sanctuary, Forgotten Sanctum.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyway, there's that one as well.
How fares, brother?
Ah, we meet again, Yesir. We meet again.
Well, hard to complain. All that beauty and fresh air out there. You should come outside with us sometime. It'd do you some good.
The fires flare hotter in the Death Guard's eyes.
Oh, right. That's my fault there. Shouldn't have brought it up.
Yes, a dare you shouldn't have brought it up. Now, just keep quiet, please. Don't want this Death Guard striker us all down now, do we?
Again now. Speak.
What can you tell me about Lucia Rivan? The Death Guard seethes at the mention of the Rivan's name. Rage, cold but violent, rattles up the skeleton's spine.
Curse her soul to nether and torture. Revan would have befouled Berth, which a black pox on the oar that she whilom sought to vile ruin. I would aid any who hunt for Revan. Aye. What are you seeking to learn?
Okay, so I suppose let's start from the beginning, shall we? Who was she?
Revan was a Darkotsi paladin. She defied Bereth, wielded a weapon nae meant for the hands of mortals. I hunted for Revan and the sword from Valir to the Deadfire. Hinderly caught her, slew her, and took Bereth's weapon for warding. But Revan wouldn't keep dead. From sheer will and faith, she riz a monster, able to breed an army of undead. Turned Death Guard, Revan sailed with her undead army in her foulsome Fonferrus.
Can you tell me about the battle fought against the undead?
I tried to end them for good, but the battle turned against me. I tracked the ship's comings and caught a regular trail. So I sailed to meet Revan near the shadows of Tuscan Isle. Then I waited. A far fog neared despite the good winds. Revan's ship crept from the mist. The winds died off, the waters calmed, and the ghost ship routed my ambush. 'Twas a slaughter. I was mortal wounded, but fled with Bereth's weapon, the Engoliero dos Spears. Came to the temple of Nekataka to be buried, but I couldn't leave the sword unwarded, so I begged Bereth for another chance to serve my cause.
Oops, did I cut him off? Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there, but you mentioned the Engoliero dos Spears. I've come to take it.
The weapon cannot be allowed out in Aora. Needed to ward it for all time. But I cannot keep it from the undead if I'm not undead myself.
Yes, but with that sword, I can draw Revan out to her final demise. And that is what you've wanted all along, isn't it? His pale bone fingers clench a tight grip on the weapon's hilt.
Think you're deserving, do you? But in what way should I trust you now?
Well, how will Kith learn from the gods if we forever hide their truths in forgotten tombs?
I nae con any more about the ways of Kith, but a world without the gods' direction is doomed.
So, yeah, considering what Aethys is planning for you all, or us all, should I say. This might be coming sooner than you think.
You can wield this weapon, aye, for a time. And first you'll swear a blood oath to return it.
Well, we have no reason to keep the sword, to be honest. Fedoran making a cut in his hand. I hereby swear that I shall return this weapon once I have done what is needed to be done. He rattles his large skull.
Now your troth has been marked before Bereth, and your fate thisly sealed.
We take the sword. Or did we take the sword? Yes, we did. Belonging to the royal family of Grand Valia, this Estoc's name roughly translates to the Devourer of Souls. Try as you might, you cannot free the weapon from its scabbard.
Got it.
Okay. So we have what we need to summon forth the Fonferrus.
Kitty, kitty.
Leave my kitty alone, Adair. Goodness me, poor thing. You're frightening it. So, we go out to sea. To see what we can see. Do we level up on Remgren before we get out there? I think we probably should. Well, we may need as much help as we can possibly get. But hey ho, do you know what? We're gonna try and wait. It's just that I can't be bothered to tab out and open up his character sheet. Although I've got a feeling it's going to be a very tough battle. Oh hell, this is not good. This is not good. Can we like do it like close neck attacker? just I don't know, some sort of false sense of security that we're not too far out in the middle of nowhere. Right, so what do? We draw the weapon when we're at sea, right? So do we just slot it into our... How do we do this? Probably tells us in the quest journal, doesn't it? A dance with death. I should take the weapon to sea and speak those words. Well, how do we do that? Do we do it like this? This is the next melodrama. How on earth do we flip and do this? Speak the words. Speak the words. Speak the words. What do we do with this? Speak. Oh, there you go. Speak the oath. Oh God. Oh no. The Engoliero de Spears pulses in your grip, thrumming with power. It rattles in its sheath, and for the first time in 200 years, the blade is drawn free. You wield the sword as your voice echoes across the ocean, eerily rising in volume rather than fading. In Valian, I swear to guard the Darkotzi Palace and its rightful rulers, the scions of Aurelia Darkotzi. I swear to them my love and my life, or may Magran's fires consume me. Huh. Fedoran showing off his Valian. Very often we get to hear him speak it. If you expect me to speak it, I can think again. White fog cold as the grave churns up from the sea. It swells up and over the sides of Lord Fedoran, right as you hear the sound of a galleon approaching. The groaning of centuries' rotted wood turns into the groaning of the undead. While the galleon flanks you, Lucia Rivan cuts you a look through the thick fog, her fleshless face lit by the flames burning in her hollowed eye sockets. Then the Death Guard and her skeletal sailors are boarding your ship, coming for the sword, coming for you. Oh boy. Oh hell. We're on a boarding battle like no other, folks. But we've got our crew with us. Our crew are looking pretty strong. Who the hell's this? A group of rabid undead swarm for your ship, but then abruptly they halt, rippling as they part for their captain. With sure, heavy, striking strides, Rivan approaches. She stops short, fiery eyes peering into you, burning through you. Who is this? Just nonchalantly just ambling across.
Termeo Engoliero de Spears.
She reaches a skeletal hand for the sword. Lucia Rivan, I am hereby commandeering your ship. Sorry for the inconvenience.
You wish to steal the Fonferrus and the Engoliero de Spears from my control? Insolent bag of flesh! The only way you shall step foot on this ship is as one of my crew.
It's an interesting prospect, exchanging the sword for the ship, although what's good is the sword to her without the ship? And we did promise to return it, so that's not an option. Well, I don't mean to cause you any inconvenience, really, but I don't intend to give up the sword.
You will relinquish it to me, once I have vanquished your soul from your corpse.
It's very rare that Fedoran is ever so bold as to goad an enemy. But if you want this sword, Lucia Rivan, then come and get it. Fedoran, are you mad? Silent, Rivan steps back and the undead surge forward, shouting battle cries as they clamber for your ship. Tulak Longfrost. What the hell is she doing? Nobody instructed you, Tuliak, to go put yourselves in harm's way. We got Maya here. We got Aloth here. Beodul, Little Luca. We've got quite a few of our crew. I just don't want any of them to die, if we can help it. But we're kind of a bit scuppered here, and we're completely out of order. The thing. Right, we're going to take this real slow to start with. Don't want any hiccups here if we can help it. Right, usual tactic. Let's pull back. What is she doing? Oh boy, she's just got absolutely pummeled. In fact, could we just, like, get him here? This is not good, is it? This is not good. Right. Let's get this, like, slicking on there. Let's get this one on. Let's get this one on. Come on, chaps and chapesses! Come on down! Oh boy. Algul. Oh, nice! Nice shot! We're going to be very careful because we can't really afford to do any AoE that's going to cause too much damage to our friends. Right. So we've got to be very careful here. But let's get a dead or a knockdown to start with here, I think. Risen Champions. Palagina has gone forth here. Algul, got Aloth here. Little Lucas suffering a little bit. We'll have a lot of injuries after this one, I think. Ancient Vampire Sage. Right, there we go. Let's keep the DOTs coming. In fact, what we'll do is we'll put them on. And Fedoran will back it up with them as well. Get the old tentacles going. A couple of tentacles. Let's go with Devotions of the Faithful. Help out our friends. Oh, we can. Come on, Fedoran, don't let us down, son. What was that? That's Constantine. He's trying his best. Palagina.
This thing isn't doing the job.
There we go. Tentacles at the ready. Our tentacles aren't coming. But what I will do instead is one of these. Another little Fedoran. Bring him out. In the meantime, what we'll also do with him is we'll do a plague. And with you, we'll also bring out you.
Can't make a dent.
Oh, they're immune. Risen Soldier's going down nicely. So's the Owl Ghoul. I think we can speed it up a touch here. I think we can. Keep going. Nice. Keep going, crew. Keep going. Keep going. There was that there. Whoa! What the hell was that?
This thing isn't doing the job.
Oh, that's hitting us. She's doing something to us here. She's going down. She's going down. She's going down. She's going down. So are we, though. We're suffering a little bit. We're getting a little bit of issues with ads. Fedoran needs to back away. Right. Holy hell, I don't know what's going on here. These guys are hitting from range. Got Risen Soldier on our side somehow. Just keep going. Now, dog. Just keep doing what you're doing, lad. Where are my tentacles? Jyoti. Find an avatar. Fedoran needs to run.
This weapon's no good to me.
Nice. Yeah, cast from there.
Hey, that wasn't that bad.
Ooh, 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 nah dog, nah dog, nah dog. No, you don't, Sonny Jim. That's it, get yourself over there. Everybody else, help out here.
Sorry, friend. Can't.
Constantine is still alive here. Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again.
I didn't think you had the nerve.
Who's left? Who's left? Right, regroup. Regroup. Oh. Kill. Kill. Ho 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 ho! With the last of the undead slain, the floating hangman is now yours for the taking. Standing at the helm of the floating hangman, you signal your bosun to head out to sea. Wind rips through the tattered sails, rotting wood groans as the ship picks up speed. I mean, it's not going to be the most luxurious of ships, is it? To be quite honest with you. I mean, look at it. Oh boy. So, let's just... Okay, so we are distinctly lacking a few crew members here. But it's a larger ship. It's a galleon. We need some more cannons. We have Iron Thunderers. Basically, everything. Standard lanterns, standard anchor. We can't remove these, right? You've got to buy new ones. So captain's quarters and menagerie, you've got to buy them again. Okay, so we have infested hull. Can we storm with sails? Oh wow! So literally ragged sails. We don't want ragged sails, do we? Oh, you can't remove them. Ragged sails, infested hull. It's got 40 health, 120 hull health. I don't think we want this, do we? We can't upgrade it. We could put our sails on it though. I mean, it is free. No, you can't do anything with it. Interesting. Interesting indeed. The Fonferrus. Right then, well, on that little bombshell, folks, I think the session's a little bit on the shorter side, but I think we're going to end it there because we've got decisions to make, really, haven't we? We have this new Fonferrus, but do we keep it and sail around in it? Do we just keep it as a ship in our kind of, you know, in our fleet? We don't have to use it as our main ship, but we can, you know, always have it here. Do we get another galleon, or you know, or do we just roll with it? But actually, before we do end the session, might be worth heading back to the Sacred Stair to give Isia the weapon back like we promised. Okay. It was an enjoyable battle, though. Oh. So did we get any injuries as a result of that? I don't think we did. I don't think anybody died. Hopefully not. So off camera, what I'll do is I'll. I think we'll sail around in it for a little while. You know, we've earned it. Why not? We're gonna have to repurpose the crew a little bit. And we might as well buy the cannons anyway, because even if we get a regular galleon, it's going to be the same layout. So we'll focus on nabbing some more crew from across the Deadfire. So there's crew to be had in Port Marge, there's crew to be had in Nikataka, there's crew to be had in Dunnage. Wherever there's crew to be had, we'll go and see what we can muster, what we can find to fill in the available slots, and get some cannons. And in the next session, I think it's time for some DLC, to be honest with you. But anyway, to finish this one off properly.
How fares, brother?
I have come as promised to return your sacred charge, and I also bring forth good news. Rivan has been defeated.
Takes a brave soul to relinquish such a rare and deadly weapon. I'm ready to resume ward in it then.
He outstretches a cadaverous arm.
If you're ready to relinquish it.
It's a good sword and all, but maybe it's best not to owe Bareth any more favors.
I'm inclined to go with Adair's advice.
I warn ye, don't think you can keep both the weapon and your life. Not forever.
That's fine. It is yours to guard once more.
Bareth be thanked.
And there we have it. Job done. Return to the Principe, return to Dunnage. The only thing we'll be returning to Dunnage for at the moment is to get some more crew, I think. Right, yes, we'll end the session here. In the next one, we'll pop down to the southeast to head to... where are we going again? We've been invited to something, to some shindig somewhere. Beast of Winter, there we go. Harbinger's Watch, there you go. There's Harbinger's Watch. There's also, we can't see it from here, but there's also another place to go. called... The name's escaping me at the moment, but there was an island, a ghostly kind of foggy island to visit as well down in that sort of side of the world, so we'll go and do that as well in the next session. But yeah, let me know what you think. Should we keep the old floating hangman? We can't upgrade it, but do we need to? It's a galleon, it's better than our current ship anyway, you know. Why not sail around in its, you know, in its current form, scare a few people witless? Be fun, right? But in all the seriousness, Fedoran's also got some more thinking to do. In addition to thinking about what ship he wants to keep full time, he's also got to think about, does he actually want to return to the Principe? Because he's quite interested in being a pivotal part of forming New Valia. Anyway. Join me next time. See you soon.